conversation that we're going to have is with somebody who I have been who have inspired me as well to become a marketer. I started learning marketing by after reading his blogs and watching his videos, and he has influenced me to get into the marketing domain as well. And probably not just me. There would be thousands of marketers who have learned marketing from Neil Patel. So, the wait is over, and Neil is here already with us, and I don't want you to wait anymore to bring Neil on the stage. Hey Neil, thank you very much, and welcome to Mailmodo's Image Show.
Yeah,
How
thanks
are
for
you?
having me. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great too, Neil. You have been an inspirational figure in my life as well as several other marketers' life, and your journey has been more than amazing. Today, we see a lot of influencers. Probably you are the OG of influencer yourself, right? Even before influencer marketing started, you have been influencing people. What do you say about that?
You're too kind. I don't know how many people I've been influencing, but there's been many more influencers even before me. You look at people like Tony Robbins. He's been doing this a lot longer than me. In marketing, sure, there wasn't too many people doing this earlier on, but there was still players like Seth Godin and Guy Kawasaki. Guy was the chief evangelist for Apple back in the day, and Seth Godin has written some amazing books.
Yeah, but your name would also be counted among those names as well. I'm pretty sure that everybody agrees here, and that's why we're seeing amazing engagement in the audience. A lot of people have already joined. We're having attendance more than 200 people. So we would like to hear more about what is happening in your life right now. What are you working on right now today?
Sure. So I have an ad agency called NP Digital. We're global. We're in a lot of different countries from US, Canada, UK, France, Spain, Colombia, Brazil, India, Australia, Japan. The list goes on and on. But I've been spending almost all my time on that, helping companies throughout the whole world grow, and been having tons of fun doing it.
Yeah, that is amazing as well. And I read that you have helped companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. And since the beginning of online marketing, probably you have been doing online marketing. There has been a lot of changes over the years. Like every year, there has been something new. What is something that hasn't changed in last 20 years?
Last 30 years, one thing that hasn't changed is branding. If you look at the largest corporations out there, they've built big brands. And when you're looking to buy shoes for, athletics, you may end up buying Nike shoes, not because you did a Google search, but because you know the name Nike. When you buy cars, 30 years ago, you would buy a Toyota, a Honda, a BMW, a Mercedes, and the same thing goes for today. A lot of these cars are still popular because of their brand. If you produce a good quality product or service, you build a good brand, and if you're in business long enough, your brand is actually what drives you a lot of the revenue, more than most people can even imagine.
Definitely, I kind of agree with that. And we often buy prefer products who have big brands or products who have don't have brand maybe, but maybe have a better product. So how can marketers today who are starting now can build a bigger brand?
Yeah, the one way you can build a bigger brand is through something called the rule of seven. When someone sees or interacts with the brand 7 times, they're much more likely to remember it, evangelize it, purchase from that company. So the way you leverage a rule of seven is when someone, the average user, according to Demand Sage, is on 6.6 social platforms. So the first step is leverage more than 1 or 2 or 3 social media platforms. You can repurpose your content, more people will see you, and as they see you, your brand will go up. The same is, you want to leverage other channels than just social media. In essence, you got to take an omni-channel approach. You got to leverage email marketing. You got to leverage SEO. You got to leverage paid advertising. You got to leverage push notifications. In essence, you got to leverage all the channels. For example, one of my favorite channels is blogging. So you start combining all of these channels, your brand will get out there. It's just a question of time.
Yeah, glad that you mentioned email marketing here. And since we're going to talk a lot about email marketing today, can you give us a few examples of how you have used email marketing in parallel with other channels as well to build brand for any other company?
Yeah, so the way we use email marketing is to communicate. We like sending out 80 to 90% of our emails that are educational, helpful, just giving tips. 10 to 20% will sell them on our products or services. And we've used the email. Email is, over the years, we've used it, and it's one of our best channels for conversions, but building rapport and trust and, a relationship with our audience.
Yeah, and so a lot of email marketers in today's age, they measure open rate or click rate, etc., to measure the performance. And to improve any channel, you need to measure the impact of it. And I know from your videos that you are a very data-driven person, very data-driven marketer. You measure everything. So, what is something that marketers should measure to improve their email marketing?
You're saying what is something that marketers should measure when it comes to email marketing?
Yeah.
So I look at open rates, I look at click rates, I look at list size, and they're all very important. The reason I look at all of them is it'll tell you how engaged your list is. And what you
Yes.
also want to do is scrub your list. So if you have 1 million people, but you're only getting an open rate of 10%, something's wrong. You probably got a lot of people on your list that aren't active, and you should scrub them. This will increase your open rate, but more importantly, this will increase your deliverability. So when new people subscribe, they'll at least see your email in the inbox. Because if you're sending emails to 1 million people and most of them aren't even opening up, a lot of your emails will start ending up in the spam box, even if people don't mark them as spam.
Exactly. And email has been there since the beginning of online marketing and internet, right? But most of email has not changed. What are the few new things that you are expecting to bring inside email marketing to improve the performance or conversion or engagement?
The big thing is emails, where there's a few companies that are doing this, but when you send out an email, you can end up having the ability to show those products or services you're promoting within the email. And I'm not just talking about text, but imagine seeing an email in your Gmail inbox. And right
Yeah.
there, without going to the person's website, literally within the Gmail interface, you can select the t-shirt color, the size, and you click a button and it's purchased, and it gets delivered to you all within the Gmail interface without you having to go and click over to a person's website. That is something that a lot of companies are working on, and I think that's going to be game changing over time, especially for e-commerce.
Yeah, that is something that we at Mailmodo are doing as well. Like with our Shopify integration and with our interactive emails, we can bring the whole cart within the email itself. They can select or deselect items. They can change quantity. They can select their address and they can place the order right from the email itself. And not just for e-commerce companies, it is valid for any other industry as well, where they can bring their products inside email. They can bring their whole engagement within the email itself. In your experience, have you tried interactive emails yourself, and what kind of the results that you have got?
We haven't seen too big of a lift, but we're seeing somewhere around 9-ish% increase in conversions.
Oh, that's pretty impressive as well for a brand which might be a $1 million business. Even 9% is quite a big number, right?
Yes, but it's not 9% of the overall revenue. It's 9% converting better than a normal email that doesn't have the interactivity where they can't purchase right then and there. So it's not 9% on overall corporate revenue. It's, if I sent one email and it was I'm making up the numbers, $1,000. If I sent an email with the ability for people to purchase right then and then within the email without going to the website, we're seeing something like $1,090 in revenue. So pretty much a 9% increase. Still
Got
better
it.
than nothing though. Every little bit adds up.
Yeah, exactly. What are some of the other techniques or hacks you have tried in the email marketing space to improve conversion or engagement?
Yeah. So there's not too many hacks that people should be focusing on. It's more so keeping your list clean, providing tons of education, using casual subject lines. We also found like shorter subject lines work better too. And when I say casual, I'm talking about like subject lines that maybe like a friend would send to you versus something that's too professional. We see text-based emails working the best for deliverability, clicks, opens versus adding tons of images. If you're going to use images, consider using like GIFs instead of using videos and embedding them. But keeping emails simple seems to do the best from everything we've tested.
Yeah, that seems like true for all kinds of marketing, keeping things simple. So you mentioned a lot about the open rate as well as trying different kinds of subject line, casual subject lines, etc. Do you have can you share some of the examples of experiments you have done with subject lines to improve open rate or
Yeah,
engagement?
it's like casual subject line would be like, Neil, check this out in all lowercase. That's an example of a casual subject line. That's something like your friend may send to you.
So making more friendly and making something that people will expect from their friend is the key to making it better, more engaging, right?
Correct. Yes.
Bringing that further, I have seen you writing great copies. So one of the copies that I remember is from Oho to Aha on your website in the pop-up. So I believe that you are a great copywriter. What are some of the strategies marketers should learn today to improve their copywriting, and especially what kind of impact it can bring to email in general?
Yeah, impact on email is huge, creates more opens, creates more clicks, more revenue. But to improve your copywriting, few things. One, read. The more you read, you're going to end up getting better at copy. The second is not just read, but going back to the first one, not just read, but read marketing books, copywriting books. That'll help. And reading in general does help as well. The second thing is use basic vocabulary. If a 5-year-old can understand it, you're great. If you need to graduate from Harvard or IIT, that means your vocabulary is too complex for a lot of the people out there. So you need to make things a little bit more simpler. And then the other thing is think about what problems people are facing, how you can address them, and how you can address them in the quickest form. In other words, don't ramble. And the last thing that I would add is when people are writing emails, they're not putting themselves in the customer's shoes. What objections and issues may people have? How can you answer all of that in the copy? See, being a good copywriter isn't about having the smoothest and well-written copy. It's from like a salesy perspective. It's about answering all objections people may have and getting rid of any uncertainty.
Yeah, that's actually great. To summarize it again, is keeping it simple and writing for the user, right? And in general, or even outside email marketing, copywriting is the most important skill for marketers, right? Even with the new chat GPT and AI technologies, many of the manual tasks can be taken over by AI, but copywriting is a skill set that people will still have to use. So, do you recommend any kind of books, podcasts, videos, etc., for people to improve their copywriting skills?
Yeah, we talk about copywriting on our podcast called Marketing School. And David Ogilvy has quite a bit of books out there as well. And I would consider checking some of them out as well. And Ogilvy is the founder of Ogilvy, the ad agency.
Amazing. We would share those links in the comments as well, and people would like to check that. Neil, apart from the traditional marketing channels, the email marketing and SEO and paid ads, etc., what are the new things that people should look for to and adopt in their marketing mix?
Can you repeat the question again?
What are the new channels apart from the existing ones like email marketing or SEO, etc., that people should look for and adopt in their marketing mix?
Yeah, so the new channels is Threads is a good one that you should integrate in your marketing mix. Facebook released that social network. It's growing at a very rapid pace. Another one is text message marketing. It's not new, but a lot of companies still aren't leveraging it. And I would say another one that companies should be leveraging is influencer marketing. It's been around for ages, but not a lot of people do it. And when you target micro influencers, it provides a massive ROI. But we're not seeing too many corporations leveraging it for some reason.
Yeah, and for our overall marketing strategy, there has been different strategies for B2C companies and B2B companies. And in our audience, there are marketers who work at B2C companies as well as B2B companies. What are some of the different strategies that you would recommend that they should try today?
Yeah, so first off, a lot of the tactics you use for B2B work for B2C and vice versa. You don't need to use different marketing tactics. SEO works for both of them. Email marketing works for both of them. Push notifications, social media, both paid and organic, and just general paid ads work. Conversion rate optimizations work. In general, the channels work for both of them. Even blogging works for both of them. The question is just sitting down and executing. Most people aren't executing. In other words, they're not putting in the time and effort, and they're not doing it long enough, and they expect results right away, which is just unrealistic.
And what should be like framework or the thought process behind choosing what works for them or what doesn't work for them? What kind of experiments or tests that they can do to understand what is the one channel or what is the channel market fit for a company?
So one, look at what your competition is doing. That'll give you some insights. Two, just run a test on it, measure the ROI in Google Analytics and see if it's producing positive results. If it is, do more of it. If it's not, do less of it.
Oh, that sounds very simple to do actually, right?
Yeah.
So going forward, we are listening about a lot about AI in general. How do you think that this is going to impact marketers and what we do?
Sure. So with AI, what we end up seeing right now is there's a lot that's happening, and I'm a big believer that people are overestimating AI's capabilities in the short run. They think it can do everything for them and solve all the problems, which it can't. But in the long run, people are underestimating what AI can do for them, and in the long run, it should be able to solve a lot of their problems. So, for example, in email marketing, eventually AI will help you personalize more emails. If you have 1 million people, imagine writing more customized email, or if not a customized email to each one of those 1 million people. That's the cool stuff that AI will be able to do in the long run. We're just not there yet.
Yeah, and have you tried AI yourself? Like I know that you tried all new technologies before anybody else. So can you share some of the results that you have got?
Yeah, I've tried AI for content creation. The results haven't been that great when it comes to rankings and traffic. I tried AI generation. AI, using AI for image generation, sharing it on social. That hasn't worked too well. We tested with a lot of different accounts. But we've tried AI mainly for content creation. The other thing that we tried AI for, and this one has been effective, but it's just not fully fine-tuned. People have data in so many different places. You're using solutions like, let's say, Google Data Studio, which is free to put all your data in one area. Now imagine analyzing the data in real time and making adjustments to your marketing. AI can give you insights, pass it to a human. Human can check to see how they want to modify marketing campaigns. We see that to be pretty effective.
Got it. And a lot of people ask that whether AI generated content help in SEO ranking or does it get penalized? So what is your take on it? Have you done any experiments on that?
Yeah, Google's not trying to penalize AI content or human content. They're trying to rank really valuable content that's new, unique, fresh, and adds a ton of value.
We'll be sharing those questions on the screen so that you can answer some of them.
Cool.
So here is the first question by Stithi. She asks, I work for a business coaching and training company. We are trying to crack email marketing for a high selling coaching engagement. My question is, can we sell high ticket services through emails? Will people really read on email and buy an expensive service?
So what you need to do for high ticket coaching items is you can use email to get leads, schedule calls with salespeople, and then have the salesperson close them. It's hard to sell high ticket coaching over email without having a salesperson.
There goes a very simple answer. So next question on the screen. So Surya is asking, how does WhatsApp compare with emails in the US? In India, WhatsApp gets more engagement, but emails beat WhatsApp when it comes to ROI because emails cost much less.
So we see a much higher ROI with email marketing in general throughout the world over WhatsApp. We see WhatsApp getting more engagement, but we see more revenue being driven through email right now.
That's very interesting. And why do you think so, Neil? Why does that happen?
We believe it's because a lot of people use WhatsApp to just do general communications. While email marketing, people are used to having it for sales related stuff. It doesn't mean WhatsApp won't produce a better ROI in the future, but a lot of the tools that people need out there to make the most ROI from WhatsApp really don't exist yet. Like it's hard
Got
to
it.
do things like funnels and stuff like that in WhatsApp compared to email. It's just not there yet, but it can be over time.
Got it. Here goes the next question. So Jack is asking, what was there ever a marketing effort you did and thought would rock but fail flat? Very interesting question.
Sure. So we have this product called Ubersuggest. We believe not having any gates and just letting people use the tool freely would create the most revenue. But what we found was asking for an email address and then letting them use a product generated more revenue than not asking for the email address. It was like around a 10% difference. 10, 11, it was somewhere around there percent difference.
That's interesting. We have another question from Mayank. Can you share any successful example where gamification works more engaging and drive higher conversion rate?
Yeah, look at Dropbox. Share to get more social space. That's gamification. People get more space. They use it more. That causes them to eventually upgrade.
Yeah, and do you think that gamification inside email help? Have you seen?
Gamification in email can help. We've seen it both work and not work.
Can you share example where when did it work, when it did not work for you?
Yeah, so we've done gamification for contests. Didn't work well because people were really just doing things to get free prizes. But on the flip side, we did gamification where we made people go through hoops saying, if you want this free ebook that'll teach you X, Y, and Z, follow us on social, participate here, leave comments, help some people out within the industry. That kind of stuff worked because the incentives were aligned. What they would receive for the gamification was aligned with our business and our services.
Got it. Very interesting insight actually. If it is aligns with the business and it provides value to the user, it works. Otherwise, it will not work anyway. Um, I will put the next question on the screen. It is from Tarun. Tarun asks, what could be the next innovation in email marketing?
I think the next one, you already talked about it, is interactive emails where people can purchase within the emails, whether it's for goods or services. It's not used in mass quantity yet, but it will over time.
Very interesting, Neil. We believe in the same philosophy as well, and that's why Mailmodo is in the forefront of bringing interactive emails to marketers. We'll put the next question from Zishan. Zishan asks, as some say, will SGA in Google search be the end of top of the funnel keywords? Is pivoting to more mid funnel, bottom funnel content a clever thing to do?
No, you'll still have top of funnel keywords. You always will have them, but what you'll see is you'll see more longer tail keywords. So right now, a long tail keyword could be email marketing for e-commerce, or how to do email marketing for e-commerce. The new version of a long tail keyword would be, I'm selling t-shirts and I want people to be able to buy these t-shirts through emails. How do I make this happen? So you're going to see long tail searches becoming much, much longer, and you'll still see midterm searches, head tail searches, or head term searches, but you're also going to see much more longer tail searches than we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Asking on top of Zishan's question, do you think that will there be any impact of AI suggestions on the Google search will impact the traffic of website? Like, there's a lot of websites which depend on SEO traffic to run their business. Will their business or traffic be impacted?
Yeah, of course, it's going to be impacted. Some people are going to come out winners. Some people are going to come out losers. But something from Danny Sullivan, who works at Google, he's mentioned every single year Google's been around, they've driven more traffic to websites in the previous year. So just keep that in mind, and a lot of people tend to forget that.
Amazing. Before we go to any more questions, I would like to do a rapid fire round with you. Just one questions, and you can answer in one voice. So, uh, one book recommendation for marketers.
For what? Book
One book
recommendation.
recommendation for marketers.
So I would read the Purple Cow by Seth Godin.
Amazing. One product that you think needs to be built and that you want the founders in the audience to build.
One, sorry about that. Can you repeat the question?
One software or product that you want the founders and future entrepreneurs to build.
It would be really cool if people had a virtual AI assistant like they did in that movie iRobot, and you had a robot that would help you do whatever you want in life. That would be cool.
How do you start your day?
I start my day by picking up my kids, spending time with them, playing, and doing emails, of course.
That's amazing. And how do you end it? How do you make a day fruitful at the end?
Spend it with my family and my wife.
Amazing. And one last question, one advice for every marketer.
Continually run experiments. No one really knows the right answer. What works today may not work tomorrow. What works in one industry may not work in another. You got to continually try new things to figure out what's working.
Cool. That's an amazing advice, Neil. And thank you for your time today. We are very grateful that you joined us today and answered all our questions.